success, who you spend time with is who you become. I told you yesterday about the amount of Americans I've now brought to South Africa. And Dr. Heather Simone is tops when she talks about taking businesses to the next level. And it doesn't matter if you're in cryptocurrency or you're in properties or you don't have a business yet. The fundamentals are the same. And you just have to execute. You know, we talked about operations this morning. We talked about mindset. We talked about the ability, if you really want to push through, right? Push through. And I'm excited because she's an amazing speaker. And it's funny because I meet people, and most people in America, like I don't offer everybody to come to South Africa. They have to make a really good impression on me because I consider this my home and I want to make sure that they look good. And everybody here, one of the terms I want to teach you is conceptual implementation. Take something from one industry. Like, by the way, you say, well, JT, I'm not a cryptocurrency here. What does this have to do with this? This is a story of a guy who quit his job and he went for it. It doesn't matter if it was property investing or he had started an online business. He went for it. That's the lesson. Does that make sense? Go for it. Don't do your best. Do whatever it takes. So please give my big welcome to my guest all the way from the United States. Give her a big round of applause. She looks very nice. You know, funny stuff if I go on. Like for a long time I kept saying, and you probably remember I said, there's going to be a lot of black people here. And I go back to America, and this is what I'd say. I said, we had, for years, I do events, and we never had an African American. Yeah. So I'd be like, and they're like, I'll go. And then they find out, I'm like, how long's the flight? You know what I mean? And then I said to, if I only had African American come to South Africa, they would just dominate. And that's what happened with Big Mike and his wife. And you heard me say that speech as well, too.
Yes.
And she delivered, and she is just an amazing soul. And I like the whole outfit. It's actually really coordinated.
Act like you belong, right?
Pardon me? Yeah, you really belong.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm not matching you. You know what I mean?
We can work on that, JT.
But you know what? We do have purple ties, but you are about to absolutely wow them out. And you know what? She has the it factor. Prepare to be seen. Give her a big round of applause.
So I'd like to ask a few questions, if I could. How would you feel if you achieved more? How would you feel if you had next level results in your personal and professional lives? And for my entrepreneurs, how would you feel if your business ran without you? It wasn't too long ago that I was sitting right where you are, where I decided to do things a little bit differently. I decided that I was going to do things on my terms with my time. I decided to flip the switch with power. We ready to flip the switch? Awesome. You got to talk to me. So my name is Dr. Heather Simone. Thank you, JT, for that introduction. And I came all the way from the US of A, New York. I grew up in New York. Worked for Fortune 100 companies for the last 15 years or so, working on their strategic planning. So you've heard JT say, cut, grow. That's what I did for multinational Fortune 100 companies. And what I'd like to do today for you is to share some of those business insights to make you more successful. You with me? Yes. Excellent. So if you're just starting out, starting over, or resetting, you're in the right place. And I want you to give yourselves an applause because this is day 2. So for you to come back from this wonderful conference from day 1 to day 2, we know that we have all the A players in the room. Yes. Excellent. So when I decided to flip the switch, was working for other people, helping them with their strategic planning, decided that I wanted to do it on my own my own time. So I just want you to know, a lot of you have come and take pictures with me. I want to do more than connect with you. I want to really engage with you and connect to help us work together to support you in Next Level. So starting out, first thing, get a coach. Do you recognize him? Excellent, excellent. So what do the coaches say to our athletes? Strong start. Get out those blocks, have a strong start. So you may be wondering, if you're just starting out, how do I begin? Where do I get my resources? Where do I go? So starting out, you're in the right place. First step, get a coach. Second, if you're resetting, starting over, you may have some similar questions. You're in the right place. And then this is where I was, wanting more, still hungry for Next Level. So you may have an established business, and we need to flip that switch to the on button. So if you're in the just starting out phase, you may be in the off section. Resetting, you may be somewhere in the middle of that switch. What I want to do is to keep you in that on position, sustaining that high performance. So this is for my left brain folks. Numbers. Got to know our numbers. 20% of our general population are the top performers. That's who you guys are, the A players. So 20%. Does that surprise you? It's only 20%. So since it's such a small percentage, we know that it just doesn't happen by sheer luck, right? It takes a decision. You've heard JT talk about make that decision, take some action, move forward. And that's what you're here today to do, move forward. So this isn't about load shedding, conserving. This is about going full commitment to a vision that you've decided that you want to pursue. So I had success, made it to the executive level, had a seat at the corporate table, and I've noticed through those professional experiences that there were 5 situations that kind of keep us stuck. And you may recognize them. So I'd like to quickly go through those 5 situations, and then we want to talk about how we want to flip the switch. Situation number 1, do you know your value? Do you know your value? If you're working for yourself, is your value limited to working in the business? And if you're working for someone else, is your value fulfilling someone else's dreams? That's a question you'll have to answer for yourself. And if you're not passionate about what you do, this is hard work. Success doesn't come easy, or else everyone would be the ultra successful. If you're not passionate about what you do, you're not in the right place. So, nugget 1 is that if you've identified your skills and your interests, what you like to do, and your passion, where the skills connect with the passion, that integration there, that's what I call genius zone. So I want to ask you, are you operating in your genius zone? Sweet spot, that's the sweet spot. Perhaps you're working really hard, but you're not where you want to be financially. Don't need to say much more about that. We're here for higher results, better impact. But at the end of the day, higher results means monetized, right? It means increase in earnings, means revenue. Ultimately, we're all here to make money, right? Did I say a dirty word? We're all here to make money? Okay. Entrepreneur versus intrapreneur. This is a mindset. So when I think about an entrepreneur's mindset, I think about, are we leading or are we managing? So if we're leading, we're setting a vision, we're making it plain, and we have a team that helps you execute. I think about Steve Jobs, co-founder of Apple, right? Revolutionary, changed the way we communicate globally. He had a vision. He was paid for his vision. And your time. Is your time your own? Are you managing your own time? Are you spending time on things that you love? So those are the things, some of the things that may resonate with what keeps you stuck, but pens out because I want to tell you how we're going to change that. We're going to flip the switch. I've developed a system, and I have time to share 5 of these insights, and it's a system of 21 steps, so I'll share the first 5. P for power. Do you have a plan? Do you have a strategic plan? By a plan, I mean, what are you doing for the next 6 months? What are you doing, a midterm plan from a year to 2 years, and then long-term goals, 3 to 5 years? And I know you probably heard this before, make your goals SMART, but I have to reiterate this because it's so important. Are your goals specific, measurable, attainable, relevant? Relevant's important. It may have been relevant 2 years ago. Time evolves. And T is a time bound. Make sure your goals are SMART. Tip number 2, your uniqueness, right? Make sure that your value prop is differentiated from your rivals. And we can sit here and we can talk about all these steps, but do you believe in yourself? Can you put fear aside, the naysayers aside, and fully commit to your goals? Energy. I am so pumped to be here. I had my cappuccino. Energy management is important, right? Are you taking care of yourself? Self-care. There's an integration between your professional and your personal life. Make sure you're managing your energy. And relationship currency. Your network gives your brand credibility. It helps you mitigate business issues. And it can leverage and scale your business. Very key. So that's my time today. Short and sweet. Take a chance, make a change to flip the switch with power. Thank you.